God's Ark returns to Israel. In our last story, we witnessed the slaughter of Israel's army at the hand of the Philistines. Israel summoned the Ark of the Covenant to the battlefield, but the Philistines defeated them and took it back to their camp. All of Israel mourned the loss of the Ark, but God would not be trifled with. In this story, we learn about God's power displayed among the Philistines, inspired by the book of 1 Samuel. The Philistines drug the Ark of the Covenant back to the city of Ashdod. Torches illuminated the smug grins on their faces as they placed the Ark at the foot of their idols. They placed the Ark in the temple of Dagon, the Philistines' god. The idol was placed before a bronze statue of Dagon. It loomed over the Ark as if they were making God bow to him. The Philistines slept soundly in their beds, not hearing the large crash in the night. When they arose the next morning, they found the statue of Dagon fallen face down before the Ark of the Lord. Perplexed, the Philistines put Dagon back in its place and left. Another night passed. Crashing and shattering echoed through the empty temple. When the priests awoke to check on the temple, they saw the statue of Dagon fallen face down before the Ark. Its head and both its hands were cut off cleanly and lay spread out before the Ark of the Covenant. The priests trembled and dared not enter the temple again until the Ark was released. Yet God was not yet finished. The Philistines had made a mockery of his name, and they slaughtered his people. They were right to fear him in the beginning, for the God that struck down Pharaoh would have no problem dealing with the minuscule Philistine army. The hand of God was heavy against the Philistines, and they all became afflicted with painful tumors. Their false god Dagon could not save them. Their priests prayed to a piece of metal to deliver them, but God reigned. "Get the Ark out of here, before we perish," the people of Ashdod said. So they took the Ark to the city of Gath, a terribly evil place filled with giant warriors that wore steel for armor. Yet the mighty men of Gath quaked under the power of God. Their strong arms and broad backs could not shield them from his anger. Tumors broke out in them as well, and the entire city wailed in pain. Their cries filled the skies, and they cast the Ark out of their land back to the Israelites. "This has not happened by coincidence," the Philistine elders said. They winced in pain and guilt, saying, "God struck down Egypt long ago, and now he strikes us down as well. Pharaoh did not listen, but we must. Learn from his hardened heart." So the Philistines sent back the Ark of the Covenant with a guilt offering. The gold offerings molded into the shape of the tumors and mice that plagued their land. The people of Israel rejoiced when the Ark returned. They offered sacrifices to God and worshipped him for his great power. The Philistines would soon regather and retaliate, but for now they hid in fear because of God's mighty hand. God's anger against the Philistines reflected the depth of his righteousness. Though God is patient and kind, he is by no means safe. His name is not to be mocked, and he is not to be placed at the altar of a false god like Dagon. The Philistines' tumors were but an image of their inner sickness. The Philistines would eventually attack again, and again they would witness God's might.